Hello everyone and welcome back to Sovl. Today we're playing Trail of Death as the Dwarves. Now, uh, I haven't actually played the Elven Conclave after this point, but I want to get back to the Dwarfs. Um, Simply because I had the most success with them and because they're very similar with the Elves to how most of their units can get ranged, and I find that to be quite a strong trait for them. We're starting off with the Dwarf Foreman. He starts off in a unit of shields, dwarven shields. So it's quite interesting. Now, which unit should I pick? I'm really tempted to pick the dwarven miners because I've never had them before. The dwarves are my most picked race out here because I played all three of their lords. So that means that I got all of their characters. I'm gonna pick the dwarf cannon. You never know when that might come in useful to kill single entities, things like that. Now, unlike last time, we're going to be trying a different strategy. We're going to try to go for as many battles as we possibly can, and this is in an attempt to hopefully prepare ourselves for the second stage of this game. Because the first one, it was when we played with the Elven Conclave, was very, very close, but we died at a mini boss, and I was really upset about that. So hopefully, if we take all these three battles and go to the shop, we'll be able to take more money from here, and we can continue down this path. Now, obviously, this also comes with a bunch of risks. The risks are that this could all just end really quickly, but if you see this video, then that probably means that we got further than the first mini boss. Another thing to note is that the dwarves have a lot of armor, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can actually protect themselves, since a 6 is always a hit. So if we get really unlucky, we might just immediately die. Archers, try to get rid of them. Now, each dwarf cannon hit is 2 damage, so that's very strong against a single entity unit, but not so much against... That's really bad. But yeah, it's not that strong against anything else. Like the archers over there, which somehow outrange our guns, somehow hit 5 shots. But yeah, 3+ save is very, very strong. I'm hoping that we don't immediately lose. No, skip charges. But yeah, while I was having my fun playing Into the Breach, I also decided to try and diversify some of the games that I play. And I've been thinking about some of the stuff that I could play. And, you know, one of the things is I could play more Sovl. And then another thing was that I could always play some other games. So I'm a big fan of Into the Breach because, as you've seen, I've got a few videos of it in my that I've made on it. And Into the Breach creators also created another game called FTL, which stands for Faster Than Light Travel. It's a bit of a space game where you it's a roguelike space game where you run away from the rebels that are trying to destroy your empire, and you have to get like an important message across to the military and join them up to fight against the approaching rebels. And it's a game that I quite like personally. It's another roguelike, so it could, you know, you could win straight away or you could lose straight away turn 1. But that's what makes it all the more fun. The fact that the game isn't, you know, immediately off the bat easy. Now, that could also be like a downside for a lot of people, because when you choose to play a game, you don't really want to roll the dice every single time. Another option was called Mordheim, City of the Damned, and that's a Warhammer fantasy game. And that's a game that I've played for quite a bit, and I've liked it quite a lot. But recently I got the Vampire DLC, so I was wondering whether I should just play that. And the vampires are very interesting. Undead units, things like that. It's very, very good. Yeah, double encirclement. They should rout really quickly, especially with the amount of units attacking them. But yeah, Mordheim, City of the Damned, playing as the undead. Really, really interesting, I think. Another option was Left 4 Dead. Now there is a bit of a twist on it. I'm not just playing Left 4 Dead. I'm going to be playing on it. I'm going to be playing Left 4 Dead on the hardest difficulty, and that's because I think it'll be just fun playing the exact same level over and over again as I struggle to play the game for the first time on the hardest difficulty possible. So yeah, falling dice. These guys are saving quite a lot of hits. Come on. Luckily nobody died. I would have been really disappointed if they did. Especially considering that, you know, one guy still survived. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit crazy. These units are definitely made of something better. Now this is of course the third difficulty, so I expect the game to be more difficult, but I don't expect it to be so difficult that the units don't actually die, even though they were encircled by 10 units on each side. And then these guys lost 2 units as well. This is really, really annoying, to say the least. Hopefully these guys rout sometime soon, because this is a bit ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. Come on, wavering. Quite literally. You're just by yourself. How are you not routing? This is very, very crazy. I would hope that these guys would rout eventually. It would appear to me that they're still in the game with 5 units. Oh, 4. It's 4 now. Yeah. Oh, I guess these are 8. But these ones are 9. So how does that work? Oh, that's probably because there was the Lord in there, so that counts as an extra one. So yeah. Really? Really? This is But as you can see, I would have already lost half my army if I was playing as the elves, because they got absolutely no armor. It's a bit ridiculous. Now there are the wood elves as well, and they're a bit more different because basically their chariots have bows, and I think they've got slightly more movement range than the regular elves. But having more movement range isn't necessarily, well, I mean, I was about to say it's not necessarily great, because look at the goblins and all their goblin units, like the wolf riders. But because, you know, they're just better high elves. So the Elven Conclaves. So yeah. In that case, I guess that the wood elves are better, because the Elven Conclaves, they're just a better version of them. They got more archers, more of the units can get archers and bows. The Elven Conclave does have the sword masters, but they don't get the ability to get bows, unlike all the Elven units. So the dwarves, on the other hand, the dwarves do not rely on such fickle things as, you know, having, you know, range on top of your enemy and staying away from them. That was quite good, even though they somehow saved an entire cannon shot. But yeah, hopefully this guy is... No, he's gonna get charged over. I don't really like that too much. But although this is going quite well. So I did play as the orcs, but I didn't get any of their achievements, and that's because the orcs are, for the most part, a melee faction. So that means that they rely entirely on getting up into the enemy's front lines and attacking them. Now that might sound not too bad, but on the higher difficulties, the problem with that is you basically have to lose units every single engagement. You can't kite anything, you must always engage in melee. So you get into a lot of these situations where it's kind of like yeah, where it's basically just kind of like this, where you just get in, you roll the dice, and you hope that you get good rolls, otherwise most of your unit is gonna die. See? See, that's what I mean. You just rout, then you have to rally them again, then you have to come back. Now, I'm playing it on a much easier difficulty, so the units don't actually come back for the enemies. Our own units, you can rally them, but the enemies don't come back. And even though the same thing happened with the orcs, it was a lot more difficult, simply because even on the easier difficulties, you rely entirely on winning the fights quickly, rather than having to roll multiple dice, and that's unfortunately just not the case, no matter what you do. So you always struggle. So yeah, there we go, we roll any failed saves. That's what I mean, look at... I wonder where our lords are. Are they going to start the duel later? Oh, I think they already had their duel. Hopefully that's enough. But yeah, as I've said, even on the easier difficulties where the enemies don't rally, you still have to get into melee, and if you're fighting against the undead, they basically never rout, and on a 6, no matter how good your armor is, your units always die. So it's always just a problem. 5 defense, 4 defense. So yeah. Oh, this is so annoying. Really? Really, you're gonna do me like that? Well, at least they've routed. Got a double 6. But yeah, as you can see, you're just, as the orcs, entirely reliant on dice rolls. Now, you do get goblin units, but goblin units are very trash. You can't even compare them. Increase the skill rather than re-rolling ones, because the biggest problem is the absolute failure that we have. I don't care about the wounds on this cannon. It's not supposed to be in melee anyway, so having an additional re-roll on ones is a lot more useful to me. Another fight. So trying to get as much money as possible, so then hopefully I'm prepared for these battles. Although I'm not going to lie, as I've said before, the special events that you come across, the dice with the question marks, they do offer you a lot of benefits in the form of like really cheap units. Like this Dwarven cannon costs like 50 gold, something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's dirt cheap. It's readily accessible. Come on, a bit closer. 3 ups. 3 ups, there we go. So yeah, the events definitely have their benefits, because the Dwarven cannon otherwise is like 280 gold base. So you really do want to try to min-max what you're getting out of the events. The problem is they're just so inconsistent. Sometimes you get a cannon, sometimes you get absolutely nothing. You know, sometimes you get one of those crappy events where you have to sacrifice the health of your own unit in order to try and maybe get some sort of I didn't need to pop that. I didn't need to pop the rerolls because that's next turn. But yeah, sometimes you maybe get one of the good events where you get to reroll any and all what was I about to say? Yeah, any and all wounds. So like protection of the forest is really good. The problem is, yeah, as I've said, sometimes you get dark blessings or something like that where you have to roll a dice, and if it's a 1, your unit goes down to 1, you know, 1 wound or 1 health left, and if it's like a 6, you get 1 power, and that sort of risk taking is not something that I really want to partake in too much. No, that's not good. I don't want my range units dying. Come on, Val. Come on. Yes, there we go. But yeah, I really don't want my units taking those sorts of risks, just because it's not efficient, you know. Even though I like playing roguelikes and I like rolling dice and things like that, I don't necessarily like the concept of losing. And that's why roguelikes are so fun, because they're unpredictable and you can replay them over and over again. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want to, you know, always get bad rolls or always have to be halfway through a game and then lose just because I had to take a roll and it didn't work out in my favour. they should vote. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that's what I mean. The goblins have really poor morale, and they're one of your only options as the orcs. Like, there's nothing else to say about this. You know, you lose or you lose with the goblins. So, as if you can imagine, goblin archers, not great. But you can't really say anything else about it because you don't really have any other units. It's a bit of a weird angle to shoot at, but it's fine. But yeah, apart from talking about these couple of points, I also wanted to talk about some food again. I realised that talking about basic things, like when I was making the previous episode for Into the Breach, like talking about food and things like that, it's very simple. It's very relatable. And I think that I should do more of it, because it keeps people entertained. Also gets me talking, so then it's not just the gameplay in the background. So while I was thinking about what to talk about, because I don't really want to repeat points that I literally said in the previous episode, so I decided to talk about fruits again, but slightly different. I decided to talk about kiwis. Now, my three most favourite fruits is number 1, mangoes, number 2, oranges, and number 3, cherries. And kiwis are really, you know, I want to say kiwis are the number 4 favourite fruit, but they're just unreliable. Sometimes you get really sweet kiwis, sometimes you get really sour ones, and I've never been really consistent with them. That's not really good how our entire handgun unit is going to die. But kiwis are really inconsistent. But I really do like them when they are ripe, because they have that really delicious sweet / sour taste. You know, it stings a bit. But yeah, it's really nice. Heal these guys up because I don't really have an option. +1 attack, +1 skill. I'm gonna have to go with attack because this is a melee unit. So yeah. Replenishment, +5 gold, +5 unit size. I think it has to be unit size, is it not? Just worth it more. And I'm gonna take the additional units. But yeah, as you can see, I think I said it in the previous game, but all melee lords start off with more attacks, because the mage had 3 attacks. This guy had 3 attacks. No, the mage started off with 2 attacks. This guy started off with 3 attacks, and because he's a melee lord, and now I've given him an additional 1. So if you can imagine a mage lord fighting in melee, it's absolutely dreadful. So always try to avoid doing that if you have a mage. Let's go to the shop. Now, dwarf veterans, I'm pretty sure they can get guns. Flame tongue, +1 power, +2 skill. It's really good. +2 skill. Explosive shells, also really good. There's just so much that I want to buy, but not enough time. But yeah, this is definitely going a lot better than last time, because I'm gambling less. And on the easier difficulties, I guess that you can gamble more and get away with it, but on these harder difficulties, you really have to. So there we go, you can get crossbows. I think I'm going to get crossbows no matter what. Can't really afford anything else. Guess I'm going to have to pick power. That's very overpowered as well, because you get 1 power base and +1 on a charge. It's very strong. But yeah, have 4 units now. I think I can comfortably take this, mini boss. Try not to overcommit my units, so keep them all on one side rather than spread out. Oh no, that's not good. They have a cannon in the forest. Luckily, decided not to move the cannon first. 2 damage. Yeah, that's what I mean by cannons are really good against single entities. Come on. Come on, you can't do this to me. It's ridiculous. Can I... Do you not have... Oh, it's that unit that has ranged. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was the Bronzebeards that could get ranged. Okay, cool. I was like, what's happening? What happened to my ranger? And then I was like, oh. I guess I was correct the first time. Come on, try to kill it. Of course, it saves everything. I don't know what's happening with the single units, but I feel like they've got better dice rolls. Uh, that's what it feels like. No. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I've been playing this game for quite a while, and single entity units definitely do feel like they have an advantage in dice rolls. Not necessarily in combat, because in combat, when you have the 2 front rows, so that's like 8 units attacking a single entity, then yeah, it's single entity is not going to live for long. But like when you're attacking with range, even though I'm attacking with, how many is this? This is like what, 6 units? Even though I'm attacking with that, it doesn't necessarily do well, which is really odd. Hello? Just -1? Sure, why not? Why do I care? I really don't care, you know? Does anyone ever care? Like, what was that? There we go, it's dead now. So yeah, those cannons are really annoying. Especially if you have single entity units, basically makes you... well, it basically forces you to do absolutely nothing. They're gonna charge us. That's another downside with the dwarves. They don't have great defense against charges. Moves, they don't move too badly, but it's slower than everyone else, and the charges aren't just... yeah, charges aren't great. Hopefully they charge these guys and not the cannon. I feel like they're gonna try to charge the cannon. Do we get to go first? I think we do. Oh no, they just said charges anyway. So yeah, I guess I don't get to have the +1 charge bonus, but on the power, but still quite good. I want to attack the Imperial Knights with a cannon next. Do this. Really? Only 1 hit? I mean, if it hits, it's dead, but like... I feel like the cannons could definitely do a lot better than that. Come on. Keep facing forward, because if they charge you in the sides, they're gonna be able to block that. But if you're like this, pretty sure he gets that. Could be wrong though. If I am wrong, I think they might be able to just barely get through. That's also 12 units in there. I'm pretty sure, if not more. Oh, it's 14. Guess they get bigger unit formations. Pale Halbert, I'm gonna activate the rerolls. Come on, fail some of your rolls and now about. Humans have got better morale than goblins, but they got worse morale than orcs and dwarves. So, yeah. No, I can't charge him. Wow. 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 Okay. Okay, sure, why not? I am a bit upset about this. Not too upset, but a bit. I can't do anything now. That unit is gonna get absolutely shredded. There's nothing I can do. Hopefully it lasts long enough for me to do double charges into the sides of these guys. Come on. Oh, that's what I love about dwarves. Look at all those saves. Well, this was like an elf unit, they would already be all dead. Like, it's not even a competition. The elves would just straight up crumble. The entire unit. Now, those knights basically charging into a back of dwarves, so the entire back row will be able to attack them. It's really weird how this works. So, for example, on these dwarves, only these 3 will be able to attack them, so the entire back row wouldn't. But for these ones, these 2 will be able to attack them. If they were attacking from the front, then they both front row and middle row would be able to fight back. And yeah, that's really interesting. So sometimes it's better to leave like 1 unit here, so then you only get countered by one person. Now the Lord always fights back, but just really interesting how this works. Oh no, for some reason these guys are fighting back now as well. I don't know how the back row fighting works. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I did, but this just proved me wrong. Because sometimes my units fight back, like with only the last couple of units in the back row. Sometimes they fight back with the entire unit, and it's just really hard to judge, I guess. I'm pretty sure this game has a couple of hidden mechanics that, you know, nobody knows about, but get some more money for myself. So apart from the couple of hidden game mechanics, I don't think there's anything that I need to be aware of too much. So I'm going to try to go for this. Then going to... the problem with the shop is that this next place could have like something really rare. And I could just, you know, squander it. I guess I'll go here. We'll see. This is usually free money. I'm going to bet everything because this you get a lot of money here. And plus there's a fight down below us. And we're really lucky we got this. So you're going to see you sacrifice units. But look at that gold that you earn. That money. +1 of Flame Tongue, which is power. For our leader. Or lord. That's crazy. 250 gold. You definitely can't get that anywhere else. I don't even care that basically we lost some of our units because that was well worth it. Now, we do have a cannon. The problem is that the elves are faster than us. I was going to say faster than us, but I guess that because this is still level 1. They don't have that many units. Like, all this cav is scary, but it's not as scary as them having, like, a, 10 unit archer unit. Because the archers are really scary. Especially for these elves, wood elves. You know, it gets really scary really quickly when all of their units fire arrows at you. What about these guys? So they could charge those dwarfs. Don't want to dodge that? I feel like I don't. And there's 4 still? And there's 3, there we go. And we still get the protection from the woods. I am going to try to rotate myself a bit. Should I just move forward? I think I will. And just know that I'm not going to get charged behind by the chariot. Because currently we have the entire range advantage, so there's no real reason to try to challenge their movement, their maneuverability. Now I'm gonna say done with that unit. So then this guy comes around. I don't want to do this. I feel like I might just try to immediately attack him. See how well this goes. Okay, 1 unit, 1 wound left. I'm pretty sure you can deal with that guy. Can you not? Come on. Chariot's got some good armor. Yeah, 3+ slaves, so they're almost as good as our own, you know, ranged units. Saved. Attack. Oh, yeah, good morale as well. It's a draw. I don't really like that draw. That's very, very not in my favor. I'm gonna activate this guy's shield. I should have done it last round, but I really wanted that chariot to move up, because then I could deal with it more easily. I guess I could have still activated it and then had the chariot move forward. I didn't think that through. Wall this. See how well we do here. Only one dead. Oh, we saved it all? And then they saved the one wound. And then they just barely saved their morale. They are wavering. So we're definitely doing a number on them. Problem is, could we live long enough to survive this? Because we did not need any rerolls that round. So we're definitely doing better. But still not ideal. That's why I'm moving all these units up, because I'm afraid that these handgunners are not going to be enough. And if we lose our lord as well, we're going to have even less attacks going through. Come on, at least 2? Yes, there we go. That way they have to, and they succeed in the morale check. I was really hoping on them failing at least one of these morale checks. This is a bit ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. Now, obviously, the more you outweigh them in the balance of this engagement, the higher the chances they are to run away. So, no, having an extra +1 to flank is quite good. But I would still prefer if they naturally routed rather than just, surviving multiple. Yeah, look at that. Another morale check saved. Yeah, I would prefer if they routed earlier, because they're just unnecessary losses on our side. So this different strategy is working slightly better. +1 skill. Although it could also be because the dwarves are just better, straight up. Everyone's on range shots. Yeah, because we don't have a +1 to skill. +1 ranged attack. Yes. Yeah, don't really care too much about wounds on something like a cannon. It really shouldn't be in the front lines anyway. That's what we have here. Okay. A new priest and his winged retinue offers to join you for a price. That's really good. Now, I don't have this DLC, but I can still get these guys, and that's really cool. I could just have a mage again. So, yeah. Let's see our army then. There we go, that's the winged priest. That's very good. So each pterodactyl rider has a health? What does that mean? I don't know what these hours mean. Oh, I think it changes his position? What about this guy? Does he have the same hours? No, he doesn't. So why does he... I don't know. I think that's changing him units? I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Pterodactyl riders. So they got 2 wounds. Oh, okay. I thought they had 3. Could be a different unit of flying pterosaurs. 7 discipline, that's very nice. Back to map view. Let's buy some stuff and then we can go into our fight. Flame cannon. That's very powerful. I don't have enough money for it though. I just realized. I can buy the stone thrower. I already have the cannon, so I don't really need the ballista. Shot bows. Yeah, I guess I will do that. I'll get some explosives over here as well. +1 attack, always good. +2 skill, crazy. +1 defense, +1 wound, that's crazy as well. Swiftness, yeah, get the handgunners to move more. I feel very confident going into this battle. Plus we get some more experience here. The experience is always useful. Level everything up. +1 skill, so that they hit more. +1 attack again. This guy has 6 attacks. He's basically an entire unit all by himself. This is going to be a really crazy battle, that's for sure. Now, take a sip of my tea. Some good old Yorkshire tea right there. Move everything over to the side. It's easy to defend that way. I wonder what spells the priest has. Divine Favor. Okay, that's quite good. Divine Favor. +1 skill. I feel like it might be wasted on some of these units that already have 5 skill. Immediately fire at the chariot. Come on, all 3 hits. Oh, it was 4. I still forget that it's sometimes bugged if you give the cannons an extra attack roll. It doesn't show up when you roll it. It just says +1 straight up. So yeah, that's crazy. On top of the D3 that it rolls for the attacks, plus it does 2 damage per attack that goes through. That was crazy. Yeah. Now these guys, they don't have range. No, they don't. Okay. Could have given that guy skill, by the way, if I wanted to. I think that's barely out of range, but we can still fire on them. Now I'm going to give this guy's Divine Favor because it's going to be long range firing. Yep, on 3s. Rerolling 1s. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. The dwarves are better ranged than, the elves. On 3s. Wow, only 2 missed. They saved like 5 though, so that's not as great, but still kind of funny how well the dwarves do. Who do I have left? I think I'm just going to pass on that. No need to move forward. How many wounds? 2 wounds. Okay, right then. I'm going to skip the charges. I'm going to angle the cannon to attack the... Yeah, I'm going to attack these Orc Riders. 3 hits. 0 saves. Yep, there we go. So you always want to use the cannon on the entity that has the most wounds. Wow, look at these Riders. They don't get bothered by terrain. Just so good. 1 wound on there, then I can charge them in next turn as well. Save the Divine. No, put Divine Favor on these guys. Again. I don't like how they are attempting to attack my cannon. You can't do that. You can't attack my cannon. That's really good, because these Orc Boots, they got 5 power, 3 skill. Yeah, I think that the power makes it harder to defend against, so I want to get rid of them as soon as possible. Make it easier for my own units. I don't think these guys can charge them. No, they can't. Very nice. Just barely out of range. I'm going to move these guys in front of the cannon because I simply don't want them to be attacking the cannon. So it's much easier for me to fight with the warriors rather than anything else. Now these guys, I don't think they can get a flanking charge on Tower Survivors, so we can just do this. Excellent. And then can you? No, as I feared. Not enough range, just barely out of it. Now what else did I want to talk about? Oh, okay, right. So this is 2 questions, right? Favorite food to cook and favorite food to eat. Now these are very similar, but also very different. As I'm sure you could have guessed already. Things that you like to eat don't necessarily correlate with the things that you can cook. I like eating it's like this Chinese sweet and sour pork dumpling type food. Very nice. It's like yeah. It's very delicious. It's pork in some bread or something. But even though I like to eat it, doesn't necessarily mean that I can actually cook it. So yeah, but favorite food to cook is probably spaghetti and meatballs. There's a lot of ways to cook it. You could use tomatoes. You can use what's the correct name for it? Sour cream. You could cook it with sour cream. You know, you could have it plain. You know, for the meatballs, you can add a bunch of stuff. You can add onions. You can add pepper, salt. You can add different spices for beef into there as well. Oh, they just barely survived that. We should win the next round. But yeah, these orc boar riders are really scary. From personal experience, you really want to avoid them. Now, in a few more difficulties, the enemies will start rallying their units that are running away. So the game will become a lot harder at that point. I'm probably going to end the video after this battle. Simply because I feel like it'll be too long if I did both, you know, campaign maps, one after the other, straight away. I feel like it'll be better if I just stayed here and took the battle head on. Maybe I can try to flank them. Now, another thing that I learned is that you could press shift to rotate the unit, apparently. Hello and welcome back. I accidentally, while trying to explain how the shift move works, I accidentally ended up ending the recording because shift X is my end record button. So you didn't really see the battle there, but nothing major happened. It was quite an easy win. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Next episode we'll be doing all of this and we'll be moving on to the second map. So yeah, this has been much easier now that I've done all the battles.